Hi everybody, welcome back to Starfield Raw. This is episode number 49. If my audio sounds a little bit echoey, it's because I am in a hotel room again. You know, my usual life. Internet's kind of shoddy, but let's see how this goes tonight. I am joined, as always, by my fellow co-hosts, which I completely spaced doing a little extra for their names tonight because, yeah, been busy. Starting with Mr. Rook.
What's up, everybody? It should be a good show today. I'm very excited. We have our winners, so let's get to it.
Yes, we have the contest to get into, and we're joined by Kilo.
How's it going? This is Kilo, and I am ready to. I got a lot to talk about this week, but it's mostly ships and mods, which should come as no surprise.
Right? That's a shocker. Like Rook said, we do have the contest. We got a little extra something to announce about that contest when we get to that point. If we have time, we got some really cool questions around Discord. And we got our regular mods of the week. So, you know what, guys? Let's just get right into it. What have you guys been up to?
So, I'm going to talk about my play because I haven't been doing a lot. I've been busy at home, trying to keep my house clean, all that good stuff. But the problem I'm running into is some issues with buying solar last year, not expecting to sell the house. So, that's caused me some... And so, I haven't really been playing much because my laptop really doesn't like running Starfield all too much because it gets pretty hot pretty fast. But I did play, and I did a bit of exploring. As you didn't come across anything too exciting.
See, I'm super glad you said that because now I can put that in the show notes. In the show description. I have to, man. It's the running gag. I have to do it.
Of course.
But I won't say it. I won't put it in the show notes unless you say you explored. There's only been like 2 or 3 cases where I have not put it in there because you didn't say that.
Well, I explored 90% of the time exploring.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, some of the stuff I want to do is mod related, and I'm not putting mods on my laptop because it's got limited space with all the games I put on it anyway. So I'm actually, what's the word? I'm running Kaylin on the non-modded, and I'm running my Bounty Hunter on her non-modded save. Kind of sucks. Really like mods I have on.
Yeah, I just want to mention really quick, guys. So if you hear that Kilo and Rook have had slightly less quality on their mics, it's because we run into some technical issues with Kilo. And Rook's moving, so his microphone's in Texas currently. We'll be back to normal in a few weeks. Don't sweat it. We got you guys.
Yeah, that's funny. My stuff, my household goods made it to Texas before I did.
Yeah, by weeks.
By 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they came last week Monday and packed up my stuff, and I got a text last week Wednesday saying my stuff was in Texas and stored.
Nice. At least you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah, it's paid storage. I don't have to worry about. I got 3 months once I get to Texas and have a house to actually have it delivered, so I'm good.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much been my week.
I fixed my creations problem, guys. I took my IT nerd brain and put it to focus on this in my past video game designer experience, and I found the problem pretty quick, actually. It was that there's a little file called a content catalog, which tells the game what mods to place or what mods to install and put. That content catalog got corrupted, and I found it, I deleted it, restarted the game, and bingo, I can go right into creations every time now, and all my mods that I installed are there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
You guys are wondering where that's at. It's if you go to run on your Windows computer, if it's on computer, if it's on Xbox, you're SOL. But on Windows, it's % local app data %, all one word, and you hit enter, it'll bring up the key file, the folders that are hidden, and you go to Starfield and just delete the content catalog file, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, based on what I know about console, because I've done this before on Fallout 4 and I've done it on Skyrim. If you have a similar incident like that on console, you are talking delete all your saves, even when you go in to manage your game off the dashboard.
Yeah, they have a content catalog.
You have to go in and just get rid of everything, uninstall, hard reset your console, reinstall again, and you will be starting from scratch. That's the bummer about console.
Yeah, they have the content catalog, but it's hidden in the file system, and you cannot go to it individually, unfortunately. So, but that's one of the things I love about computer. It's easier to fix problems, and you don't have to lose so much if you know what you're looking for.
Right, absolutely. It helps to be a professional IT specialist, too, I'm sure.
It gives me an edge. I was just ecstatic because I wanted to fix that problem, and I mentioned in our Discord which is discord.gg/raw podcasts. And I mentioned it, and not even 10 minutes later, like, okay, I fixed the problem.
Yeah.
I built a new ship. I built the SS Bruiser. I took some inspiration from Kilo over here.
Aw.
And I built a big, like, transport or community ship. I don't know what you call it, like an explorer ship.
That's cool.
Lots of habs. Like, I did the 3x3, I think it's a 3x3 or 3x2, one of the storage habs, and I made it completely empty. So I got a huge open empty space that I have no idea what I'm going to do with yet on the second floor.
There you go.
And I use that bridge. My favorite cockpit's the one that has that bi-level. So you don't have to worry about any ladders. You just go to your cockpit and you just go up the stairs and you're in the next levels.
Yeah, I think that's the Cabot. Cabot or the Ares?
I should have wrote down the name. I didn't, though. I used that glowing ship mod.
I should know.
That glowing ship parts mod
Yeah.
for some of it. That thing's pretty cool. Limited, but it adds some pretty cool parts that can actually add a little bit more pizzazz to your ship.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it. It is. Some of the parts, I was having problems with some of the demo style parts that didn't want to stick.
Yeah, I had one incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, one incident on one part that was cosmetic. Was on top of my cockpit, and the game kept saying there's an error that one of your parts is not attached, and I knew it had to be one of the ones I just put on, so I just systematically took them off and deleted them. And sure enough, it was that one spot, and it's only with those parts from that mod on that one spot where it was erroring out.
Yeah, it has something to do with the spacing for the click points or something. Because there's one over with the Aventech mod that I run into with the fuel tanks where it, like, for some reason it doesn't seem to want anything around it, and then you have to glitch it in order to get it to work.
I didn't glitch. I just deleted it, and it wasn't a necessity. It was just for cosmetic. I think the ship looks pretty cool. It's huge. Not sure what I'm going to use it for yet, but it has a lot of storage, and I put auto turrets on it. It's the only ship of mine that has auto turrets because I'm not really worried about combat with that ship.
Right. You said you didn't really care for them.
I love auto turrets.
Well, on my combat ship, the one that looks like the X-Wing, that thing's all straightforward, in your face. I want to be able to hit all three weapons on my own and control it. So that's what that is.
Right. Yeah.
So I worked on the UC quest line, and when you get to the cabinet to request the Terramorph data from the vault, after you get the sample tested from the Terramorph and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
First time ever, I've done this quest 3 or 4 times. This is the first time that the Starborn option popped up when you're trying to request the data.
Yeah.
And the dialogue option had hilarious results. It was like I know this is good. I know you guys are all going to agree with this. It's fate. You're going to deal with it. And they all, one by one, oh, yeah, you're right. It feels like you're right. Okay, I agree.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
They all agree with it after that one little bit, which was hilarious. And then you get attacked by Terramorphs. I'm still on the ultimate. What is that? That last setting? I can't think of the name.
Extreme?
Yeah, extreme. I was thinking ultimate for some weird reason. But on extreme, I had 3 level 96 Terramorphs on the shipping dock. And it was the first one I took out. I didn't try stealthing. I just went gunned at it. And I wasted probably 500 rounds of ammo on that stupid thing, dropping it. The second one, I went stealth, and it took me 4 shots with my sniper rifle.
Oh, nice.
To drop it. So I did that with the third one, and it was done. It's amazing how powerful the stealth combat can be once you build it right. And you get a good...
Right, yeah, you really got to invest in it.
You got to invest in it, and there's a lot of key parts you have to have to click in place to make that really, really powerful. But I was doing 10k a shot on that Terramorph. It had no chance.
That's bonkers, man.
That was pretty much all I did this week. I've had a very busy but amazing week. Very amazing week. So I didn't get too much gameplay, but I'm going to continue with the UC quest line. Finish that out. I'm going to keep Victus alive. I'm going to do his little Dark Brotherhood style missions when that's done. So that's going to be fun. What have you been up to, Kilo?
I'm looking forward to doing the Victus missions too. Ever since, I think we talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did. Huh?
If you keep them alive.
Last week, yeah.
You can do a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah. But however, I've been too engrossed in shipbuilding. That's pretty much what I did all week, and it was all working on the same ship. I probably restarted this thing like 4 times, 5 times.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, so I started out, I was playing around a lot with some Avantech and Duratech, working specifically on this large build that I've been trying. I just want it to look good. I don't want to look too blocky. And I do some glitching, but that's a lot of land. It's like a lot of real estate to cover on a ship that large.
Hmm.
I mean, at one point, I think the biggest I had it was 142 meters by 90 meters, and it had a crew of 15.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was pretty big. So I messed around with that a little bit, and then I came across glowing ship mods by Inquisitor.
Yep, that's what I've been using.
Yep. He actually we might try to get him on the show because he has a lot of mods out there.
Just remind me, and
But
I'll look for them because I keep forgetting about that.
yeah, and right. So basically, what glowing ship modules is it takes the vanilla parts and makes them glow. You were talking about that one. The thing that appealed to me about it initially was that there are multiple color options, but it's also kind of hit and miss. Some of the parts don't work as well as others, and the I guess the catalog of parts seems a little bit limited. But they can still add a little bit more of the glowy color to your ship. I ran into a problem with darker halves.
Oh,
That first ship, yeah, that first ship when I got out of the builder and I went inside the ship, to check out the layout, and something happened to where, I mean, darker halves is what it says it is, but it's mostly like, black paint and trim, and the lights are maybe a little bit duller. But I went in there and I had no light. I had to use my flashlight to get around the ship. So that was obviously an issue. And what I ended up doing was uninstalling the mod. And then I'm like, all right, well, let's uninstall the mod. It just makes the halves darker. It shouldn't be an issue, right? I'll just go back to the white halves, no problem. And I load up the game, and I'm standing probably 30, 40 meters in the air, and
oh
Aquila
no.
City is completely gone. It's like a giant desert crater where the town was. I'm like, oh, that's not right.
Oops. That's
So,
funny.
so I ended up going back out and I reinstalled the mod. I just moved it down in my load order to the end because that's where Avantech and Duratech and a lot of my ship mods are down there. Now it's working. I don't know what happened, what it was interfering with, but now it's working. So that's good.
That's a very good
So
thing.
then,
It's annoying when
yeah,
things mess up like that, especially when you miss an entire city. Archon knows all about
right,
that.
right.
It was
So
Rook
I'm
that knows
like,
about that.
On which
yeah.
one?
So yeah, right, because from New Atlantis, but
Mhm.
I was like, that was so bizarre, but I got figured out. So, and thankfully, I was able to keep the mod too,
See
and
what it
now it
was,
works.
Kilo, is that you went back in time and you got to see Aquila City before it became Aquila City, man.
Oh, before Solomon Co landed on the planet.
Yup.
Hey, at least he got his fixed. My main character still doesn't have his fixed yet.
Yeah, I don't, try community patch.
No. That's a resounding no.
That's a solid no if I ever heard it.
That's a
Smart
solid
man,
no.
smart man.
This is a smart guy. So, okay, so check this out. So I'm on not just my Facebook group, which is Starfield Shipyards, no mods, no salt, still no mods. I came across a ship in another Starfield group on Facebook, and I wish I could remember where I found it because I was going to go back and look for it. But this thing looks so slick that I thought it was one of those, pre-made mods you threw. It. You guys are about my age. Are
Hmm.
you familiar with Flight of the Navigator?
Oh heck yeah, that was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Okay, you remember
I
when the
am not.
no, really?
Dude, you gotta look it up.
I'm looking it
No,
up right now.
dude, you got it. It's a class. I
One
don't
of
know
the
if it holds
best
up.
movies of the '80s.
Yeah, I haven't
It
seen
was
it.
really, really, yeah, it was a classic. Well, you remember the part widget where the ship basically turns into like a high speed version
Yes.
going over
Oh,
the
I love
Everglades?
that. It gets all narrow and sleek looking.
Yeah, totally sweet. Well, it's kind of what this ship that I saw in the Facebook group looked like. It looks so good. So I go but he didn't list anything in his initial captions. I look down in the comments and he has a number of ships or a number of mods that he used to make the ship. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let's see what he's got. One thing that I discovered when I took down this list was that it seems, I don't know, because listeners, you remember last week and the week before, I was really kind of complaining a little bit about all the Star Wars mods. And I had seen mods for the Naboo Royal ship, for the Millennium Falcon, for the X-wing, like
Yeah.
the actual. They're not there. They're not there anymore. I
Interesting.
tore through, but yeah, I went all through Bethesda.net looking, trying different keywords. I just typed in Star Wars and scrolled through 7 pages of mods. Those are not there anymore. The ones that were specifically those ships, they're still all the different clothing options and weapons and gear and stuff like that. That's all there. And they got one that just came out this week, Mos Eisley Cantina, which is on Aquila. That's still there, but I couldn't find any of the other one. However, so I don't know what that is. I don't know if there's a copyright thing or what's going on there, but
Possibly.
they're not there anymore. At least not on the console side. Maybe they are on PC. But
It very well could have been a copyright infringement, and Lucasfilms
yeah,
could have had taken issue to it, or Bethesda's like, yeah, we don't want to get the ire of Lucasfilms, so we're gonna remove them.
right. Yeah,
Well,
because like there's still the one there's one there that was there's a bunch of different pop culture ships in the mod. I can't remember exactly the name of it, but there's like a dozen of them, but they're all made in vanilla without glitching. So you got the Enterprise, you got the Serenity, but all without glitching. So I don't know. That's still there, and there's a couple of Star Wars ships in that one too. So I don't know. But I did find something that I did not realize was out there because of this post. It's called, I've said it about 100 times today, trying to remember
Matthias?
it. I think it's Matilias because it's only one
Oh, there's an
L.
L
It
there. I
might be
didn't see that.
Matthias.
Attilius?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matilias Aerospace. Fun fact: there's two things that this thing could be named after. It's either there's a flower, a poppy that was used medicinally by Native Americans, and there's also a canyon in Ventura County, I think, of the same name.
Hmm.
Either way, there's some really cool parts in this. I really want this guy to update his mod and just add a lot more because it has so much potential. It's got, and I posted in the Discord earlier today, if you guys want to go back and look at what I'm talking about. But it comes with a cockpit that is like a smoother version of the Duratec one. It's got a modified Demos and a modified Teo landing bay. I think Teo, or it might be the Nova Galactic one, but that both enter the ship through the aft wall
Okay.
instead of having to climb up. And it's got 3 different kinds of stairs, 2 level, 3 level, and a 4 level. Important to note that 3 and 4 levels are only you can only exit on 3 sides. The fourth one side is closed off. I got a little bit more work to do on that ship. And then it has a bunch of really cool see-through glass parts. There's like a bar that is currently underneath the cockpit of my ship. You can walk into. There's a couple pool tables. Pretty well done. There's a captain's quarters. That's a 2x2 captain's quarters with a king size bed and like a little living room area, big screen TV. The kind of stuff that you'd want. A lot of really interesting parts. Really changed a lot of round parts, circular stuff like observation decks and stuff. Very, very cool. I highly recommend it. It works well with Aventech and Duratech so far for me. I had a lot of fun with that one this week. I just want them. I want them to do some more habs. I want to see like an all-in-one. I want to see a real living quarter stuff like that. I don't know if this is a work in progress, but he does have empty habs that you can also get that are in there 1x2s and 2x1s and stuff like that. So definitely check that one out. I'm already doing our mod segment. Listen to this. So the other thing that I tried last night when I was getting ready to go to bed, I took Illinist's suggestion and checked out the NPC enhancer, which is basically like a Nova Blast rifle that forces the NPC into the character creator, like a la enhance.
Yeah. I've
And
seen
you can
that.
change like yeah. And apparently it works great for him. But for me, it did not. It wasn't game breaking. So I had Andrasia with me, and I'm like, "Hey, how about a new haircut?" And I shot her with a gun, and then it loads into the character editor, and I went through some of the hairstyles. I changed her hair. I backed out, black screen, game freezes. So I moved it around on the load list a little bit. I kept getting the same thing. I don't know exactly what's wrong, what's interfering with it. I thought I was getting it out of the way, a lot of the stuff that was supposed to. The mod actually has a description that offers troubleshooting tips. So I think I got to go through that a little bit more in order to, try to figure this out, see if I can get it to work. Because that was one thing I like to do in Fallout 4 too. You could get the barber chair and you could put your NPCs in the barber chair and, change their appearance and stuff like that. It's always fun. But that was pretty much it. Ups and downs with shipbuilding and modding and just enjoying the game. That's all I got for this week for me. Yeah, it was a good time.
I mean, if you're not enjoying the game, you're not playing it.
Yeah, and if you're not enjoying the game, why you're listening to us? Jeez.
I know, right?
Speaking of listening to us, guys, we're going to go right into the contest.
Yes, let's do that.
Last month, we did a funny pictures contest. We actually had quite a few submissions. I didn't go through the final count, but it was like almost 40, I think. Just 30
there's
or 40, something like that.
Yeah.
So what we did, as you guys heard on the announcement last week's episode, we let you guys pick what you guys think should be the winners with your little trophy icon, and we took the final 5 from that, which actually wound up being like final 8 because one of them was really close to getting the votes needed to make it, but it had Sergeant Yumi, so they got the boost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like we said, if you can include Sergeant Yumi, you get bonus points. And someone did. What we're going to do differently than what we announced before, though. Okay, so the winner does get the signed picture of Sergeant Yumi. That's still the thing, so the grand prize goes with that. However, what we decided to do is second place will get a signed copy of both my books, first and second book, and third place will get a signed copy of the first book, if you so choose.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm going to let one of these guys announce third place and what they think.
Go ahead, Rook.
So, no, I was trying to remember who third place was. I had to get to the notes. So we chose third place because it's just funny. So Illness got third place with his character wearing Vlad's outfit while standing next to Vlad.
On the couch, and it's the old man one, and just his pose was hilarious.
It's so great.
I think it would have been better if he was sitting right next to Vlad.
I don't know. I kind of think him standing up with that whole hero pose with his hands on his hips, it sold it for me.
Yeah, I think that made it funnier. Yeah.
And like we said, we wanted pictures that told a story, and that one told a story. It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. There was a few that actually told stories, but that was one of our top 3 picks.
There was a lot of great submissions, just so you guys know. This was not, even when we took it to the votes, took it to the trophies, and narrowed it down to what we were going to decide on, we still struggled with it. We've been talking about it all afternoon.
Yeah, all day, really. So, who got second place, Kilo?
Kilo. Not me. I'm Kilo. The guy who got second place, it was the picture of Sergeant Yumi in the SysDef headquarters with the alien standing next to him. It cracked me up the first time I saw it, and that was SciTech who did that one. So congratulations to SciTech on second place.
Now that one's a little tricky because SciTech had 2 good ones that we...
Yes.
Right, there was a debate over this, yes.
Yeah, we got to a debate on this one, but ultimately we chose the alien because it was more funny than looking at Sergeant Yumi nonchalantly sitting there with a gun aimed at his head.
What got me, though, is he had 3 picture series that all told a story in unison. And it was like the alien was a punchline.
Right, yeah. No, yeah, I can see that, absolutely.
Oh, actually, now I do see it. Threatening to shoot him, take a picture with him, and boom, I'm really an alien.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So, SciTech and Illness, go ahead and DM me when you guys get a chance, and we'll take care of getting those books out to you. I'm hoping you guys are in the States.
Well, we know Illness.
Yeah, I know Illness is. And our grand prize winner for the signed copy of Cora... I gave it away.
Wait, wow. Good job.
So
one of us handled this one legendary guy.
Me.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I just kind of destroyed that whole amp. The winner is K-Blood with his picture of Cora asking about her allowance for books with a dead body or corpse on a bed behind her in a pool of blood.
Yes, that was
Now,
great.
I gotta say, K-Blood, that was awesome. That was the most liked photo of everybody, including our fans and our
We
listeners.
completely agreed with everybody on that one.
Yep, absolutely.
I think the easiest choice we had to make was the grand prize winner.
His second one, though, that I really liked was his swarming cocks.
Oh, gosh, yes. And what's funny is that he actually messaged us before the content, or before he posted, and asked me, "Is this okay? Does it go against the sexual content?"
Right.
Well, no, not really. It's kind of a game glitch, and you caught it the right way. He explained how his wife has to play with, I think it was like vision impaired.
The size of the text is larger,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah,
so
his
it
wife
cut
plays
off
with enlarged
the word-
font, and it sometimes cuts off and adds ellipses to the end. You get a photo of swarming cockroach that was on screen saying "swarming cock." You said something. So he said, "You said nothing sexually explicit. I just wanted to check to see if this is okay." And we were like, "Yeah, go for it."
That's fine for sure.
But honestly, his Cora picture was by far took the cake. So I will be sending off that signed picture to you, K-Blood.
I'll be honest, when I first saw that picture, it didn't register that the dead body in the background when she was asking that.
Yeah, until I brought it
about
up.
that. Until Widget brought it up, I was like, oh man, why didn't I see that?
Mossy he was definitely an honorable mention. He almost made it in the top 3.
Yeah.
I think it was his
close.
Sarah photo with the bodies everywhere.
Standing in the pile of dead bodies. Yeah.
That one was pretty funny.
Hicks almost got my vote because he's got a nice little booty shot with a guy's head stuck into a poster.
See, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, so that one was
a few good ones up there.
Yeah, everyone stayed to the rules. Everyone was great. There was only a couple I really didn't get, but other than that, I mean, they were fantastic, and we got so many. I really liked the one with Andreja and the alien running on the beach.
Yeah, dude, that was a good one too.
And Mossy's hard luck widget really got me rolling, especially when I read the stats of the gun.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So you guys did a fantastic job, and I know we'll probably do another contest in the future, and we'll let you know what that is when we figure out what we're going to give away and what we're going to do.
Yeah, I'd love to do that again. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it when we do ones like this because more people joined in versus the building stuff because taking
we
a
got
picture,
a lot
funny
more
picture,
submissions.
Yeah, because taking a picture, you don't have to have a bunch of credits to do anything.
No, you just got to get the right timing, creativity, and there you go.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to talk about the next one. I'd love to do something like a landscape contest or something.
I was thinking about that, like some really cool. Yeah. There was one picture we got in our exploration photo that Brian did. Brian, I did it again.
Bryn.
That Bryn did with the ellipses of the moons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool.
That looked awesome.
Of course, he might have actually won it in that contest.
One of my favorite ones is Mossy's picture of the sunset over the outpost.
Yes. I was just looking at that. There's also the one with the mist overlying the mountains in the background.
Add another sun into that picture, and just because of the color, it looks like that picture could be in
Star Wars. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But the one right below that one's I like that one a lot more.
Oh yeah, with the misty mountain.
Yep. So we might do another contest that's going to be just like that. Just awesome scenery. If you guys can capture the right event, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, very much so.
So around Discord, but before we do that, what's in the news, guys? I saw that someone put something in there.
Yeah, I put one. It's just a little thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's basically just something that I was not aware of, and I happened to come across when I was looking at Starfield news. So apparently, if you've played the Vulture or the Tracker Alliance missions, you know that when you get accepted into the Trackers Alliance, you get to kind of pick a call sign.
Yeah.
Okay, well, apparently there are some other options available, and the one that kind of caught me off guard, the one that stood out most to me, was that if you go and do the Mantis quest line before you start the Trackers Alliance, you will have the option to choose Mantis as your call sign.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I did that
Actually,
too, and I didn't even look to see if that was an option. I would have picked that one.
I didn't pay attention to that because as soon as I saw Raven, I was like, click that one.
Yeah, me too. Well, apparently there is a bug that is preventing some players from seeing all the options. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But yeah, if you complete the Mantis quest before you start the Trackers Alliance, then you have Mantis as your sign. That's it. That's all that was really about the article.
That's cool. And SciTech, he brought up something in content for the show that was a really good question, but I did not put it in this episode. It's most likely will go in the next episode. I don't know if you guys saw it. But he brought up like the rewards that you can get from missions, like the epic rewards you can get from missions out there in the game that people don't know about.
Yeah, and
Right.
that one's a little tricky because I've
We're gonna
done
have
a
to do
lot
some
of the
research.
missions, and yeah, that one's going to take a lot of research. I don't remember
Yeah.
outside of the ones we've talked about before. I haven't really received special gear.
Well, it's like
or
there's
weapons.
one. What's the one that jumps out to me is the one that if you
Peacemaker.
answer some question correctly in the Ryujin quest line, you get a ship. But I've only managed to do that one time, and I haven't gotten it again. So
Really?
yeah, there is a yeah, you get a whole
Never heard
ship.
of that.
Yep. The
Because I do
first time I played it,
Ryujin
I got it.
all the time.
Yeah, I don't know
So we're
what
gonna do.
the
The whole point was that I
yeah
wanted to let him know that we're gonna bring this up on a future episode where we have time to research all
yeah
these goodies.
for sure.
Stay tuned for it. We didn't forget about it. We did see your post, and it's a good idea. Very good idea. Well, also, Poke Corey. Is it Poke Corey? I'm surprised they haven't gone Oregon Trail on us and allowed you to fish or hunt for food. I found this to be extremely amusing because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you. A lot of people honestly go out there and kill aliens to get the scan, and it gives you resources.
Yeah, you
Crafting.
get parts
Why
off of
doesn't it
them.
give you food stuff that you can
Yeah,
use as
meat that you can use to cook because they're full of meat.
well? Most are.
Well, yeah, most, but you know,
I mean,
some
if you're
horror
gonna go
movie.
hard into if you're gonna go hard into a survival mechanic, then it would make sense to add that ability to the game.
They already have cooking in the game,
Right.
so it,
Mhm.
it makes sense. That's a logical next step to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Slade brought up, I think we might get boats and subs someday, probably on a sub-aquatic expansion. That would be amazing. Another thing I really want is bigger and more insane caves and maybe even giant mountains and trenches. But the part that got me about that one the most was the underwater stuff. Now, I know from experience, because I had to design water in video games before, and it's an absolute flipping nightmare. It's probably the hardest thing to do in terrain design in any video game is water and make it look realistic and flow correctly. It's really complicated. One of these days I might go on the air sometime and talk about it, but it's really, really complicated.
Yeah.
And I don't see them doing underwater stuff because of the complication of it. But I think it would be very, very neat. I just don't see that happening anytime in the near future.
The only thing that
Yeah,
bugs me about that is that you have the chumbass on
Volai.
underneath neon. You have creatures in the water that you have to scan in order to 100% surveying planets. Rook knows about that one.
So I'll let y'all know now. You can actually jump into the water under Volai, under Neon, and swim around there and get close to them. But the ones that are in the planets that you explore, a lot of that water is toxic or dangerous to you, and so you can't see what those fish look like unless they give you.
Well, even
go
in the
in
case
water.
of the neon one, you can't dive underneath it and see this whole underwater terrain and
Yeah, so
biology and ecosystem.
and with planets like Neon, where I would love to go and create a base somewhere on Neon, it would have to be a subnautic base, and they don't let you build them. So they need to
Yeah.
fix it.
Well, there's a difference between fixing it and creating entire ecosystems underneath the water that you can go explore. That's like building a whole nother game.
But we don't even know
Right.
if it already has those ecosystems because we can't go into watering.
And yeah, we all want to see more diversity in extremes in the terrain and in the what's the word I'm looking for? Not biology, but
Biomes.
yeah, the biomes. We want to see bigger mountains. We want to see those canyons and things like that that would exist on these planets.
I want to see them go and make Earth a non-desert planet. Actually make it where it actually has terrain features that Earth actually has.
They released a mod. Someone actually did Earth. It was like Earth Reimagined or Earth Reborn or something like that. I can't remember the name of the mod. Where they actually put flora and fauna back on Earth. But they're calling it the Nightmare mod because of the Terramorph.
Mm-hmm.
Someone exploring it, did a video and about 15 Terramorphs popped up all around him and he ran screaming.
But see,
Jesus.
that would be cool to actually go to Earth, and instead of seeing this desert barren landscape, I don't mean seeing the trees and everything. I'm just seeing, I want to be able to fly and land my ship where the Grand Canyon is, according to the world map, and actually land in the Grand Canyon, not a desert flatness.
Yeah, I know why that is, because they use a certain type of bump map for the generation that makes only so many layers below the bump map. So in order to get something like that, they would have to rebuild that entire structure.
Earth, honestly, to me, should have been a built planet, not a
Yeah, I think it had a lot to do with the
procedurally
time frame,
generated. What's stopping them?
because it would take a lot of time to build an entire planet like that, to be very
I
specific.
believe in.
Take a lot of time, a lot of manpower, and it's possible.
Or they
Yeah,
take
but
that
you'd
one
have to-
mod and make it official. So, yeah, you can go to Earth, but be ready for a lot of terramorphs. That would make going to the, my whole thing about that is it'd make going to the points of interest or the snow globes on Earth look cooler. Because then you have the one structure that survived while everything else around it destroyed and rubble.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to add about these two questions brought up?
No.
Nope, not really.
All right.
I think we covered
Let's
it.
go ahead and cap off the show
wait.
with your
I
mod.
do
Wait,
have-
what?
I do have one more thing. Hey,
What?
Pokecry, you don't want Oregon Trail because then you're just going to die of dysentery.
All right. I was thinking that. Do I have to include dysentery?
That would be a funny thing to die of in the game.
Just go ahead and poop
You
yourself to
won't
death.
make
Go
it.
ahead.
Ohio River.
That's what a way to go. No thanks. Let's go ahead and get into our mods.
Yeah, okay. No dysentery involved in the mods this week. Yeah, so I found quite a few. I have a lot here, more than I normally do. This was a busy week for mods. A lot of great stuff came out, and we're gonna get right into it. So the first one, I've downloaded this. I have not tested it yet. It was a Bethesda creation. It cost 200 Bethesda coins or whatever to get it.
I have this one, and I have yet to find that gun.
Yeah, it's only in a couple of different places, but it's the old U.S. Army pistol B320 family by Aurora. And it is named such to avoid trademark infringement
Yeah.
because it's basically based on the Sig Sauer handguns.
Oh, okay.
And they look great.
And SIGs
So-
are standard issue with the U.S. military.
They're really, really nice weapons. So
Well, yeah, that's the reason why they're standard issue.
right. Right. So, like I said, I've downloaded that one. I haven't been able to try it yet. You know, like Widget, I haven't found it yet. I was busy shipbuilding. I don't think I left Aquila City for like an entire week. So, the other one I wanted to bring up that was really, really cool is Enhanced Milky Way by ZY242, which was ported to console by Chapito. And the awesome thing about this mod is that it uses genuine images from the European Space Association Gaia telescope. So these are actual images of our Milky Way from Earth.
Interesting. That's very
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally just looking at that.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely check that one out. It's not very big, it's very small. And then this one cracked me up. It's Chunks Franchise Kit by Betamax 76, which is a great name, by the way. And basically, you can build a Chunks franchise in your outpost, complete with an employee or just vending machines. But
You have to
it's just
pay
like,
a franchise fee.
yeah. You want, listen, if you want Space McDonald's in your outposts, it can happen. And you know what? This lends to settlement building and having a beacon to call settlers and make your little outpost a little town. People like convenience. Give them a chunks. So, so that one made me laugh. This one, listen, this one's for you, Widget.
Okay.
It is Psy Soldier's Martial Arts Madness by Psy Soldier, which adds a new physical skill tree, which includes 17 different styles of unarmed fighting, including 14 styles of martial arts.
See, this I have not seen. I might have to check it out.
I saw the list. They had the list posted, and it's got like jujitsu and 3 different kinds of kung fu and Krav Maga, which is weird because
Ah.
Krav Maga is more improvisational. But all these different judo and karate, and they also revamped boxing and a couple of other ones I'm blanking on right now. I don't know what
Yeah.
this looks like.
I might have to check it out just to see.
Yeah, because there's no a lot of these mods in the descriptions will have a video or whatever. There's no video, so I don't know if this like there's really all the animations for these different fighting styles or how any of it works, but it definitely looks super cool. And all right, this one I this one I like just because it adds a little bit more variety to your points of interest. It's called Batten's Shipwrecks. It's an alpha apparently by Battenberger, and it adds custom shipwreck points of interest in the game from escape pods to old debris fields to recently crashed spaceships. I think it said there was 16 or 17 new POIs that will randomly generate when you land on a planet. You can't find them from space. You have to actually land and seek them out.
You
But
know, I don't care about the whole ships crashing until we are able to rebuild them and fly off with them.
Or at
that would
least
be
acquire equipment.
Or go inside.
yeah, or at least like salvage stuff from them,
Yeah.
right? Or like upgrade your
Yeah.
own ship and stuff. That'd be awesome. And then the last one that I have to mention today will harken back to both Skyrim and Fallout 4 and I think Fallout 3. It's called Command P. Wow. It's called Command NPCs, and it basically allows you to order your followers and allies. It's by XTC Refugee, and it basically, allows you to boss around your companions like you could in previous titles. Go over here, stand here, pick this up, attack this thing, which we were talking about a little while ago. I haven't tried it yet, but it's one that's on my to download list.
All right. Well, there you guys go.
I looked up the old army pistol by Outrora. They call it the Zig Zauer B320
Yes. Yeah.
Changed just enough.
Just a little bit. Not the same. Little B change, not the same. So yeah, and then I mentioned the Mos Eisley Cantina, which is the one Star Wars mod I saw this week that didn't make me pull what little hair I have out of my head. So that's what we got for mods this week.
And that's what we got for our show this week.
Oh my goodness, look at that timing.
Yeah, look at that. Just again, thanks to everybody who submitted for the contest. We really appreciate it. The results were fantastic. We're going to leave that post up for a little while. All the funny pictures contest. And do we want to open up, let them chat in that now, or?
Yeah, they can start chatting inside.
Yeah, absolutely,
there. I don't see a
for
reason why
sure.
not.
Yeah,
we can actually just change the name of it.
Now that we're not, actively judging it, so it's a little bit easier. Yeah, I'm going to keep those pictures up. You guys can see the winners. I'm going to pin the winners up there tomorrow, or one of these guys can do it because I might be busy. But yeah, again, congratulations to Illness for his third place win, SciTech for second, and our grand prize winner, K-Blood. If you guys want to reach out to this show to advertise for anything or any kind of business, starfieldраw@gmail.com. Our Discord is discord.gg/raw, R.A.W, podcast, PODCASTS. Our Facebook is Raw Podcast. Our Instagram,
Raw Podcast 1.
And you can follow us on Twitter at Starfield Raw. You can reach us individually as well. I am at The Widget, THEWIGIT, on everything. Instagram, I'm Author Widget, but you can still search The Widget and find me.
Taking my thunder.
I have
You
to.
can find me everywhere. Yeah, I know. You can find me almost everywhere as Tomcat213 or some variation of on X and Steam, I am at Rook213.
And I am Kilo, and you can find me, Kilo Tango 1122, everywhere.
Have a fantastic week out in the stars, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.
Stay safe out there in the deepest black.
Dear NASA, your mom thought I was big enough. Love, Pluto.